Hello YouTube, I'm back from my little family break to the Isle of Wight. We had a lovely time over there. The way things are at the moment with the pandemic, not everything was open, hardly anything was open. But we did manage to have a nice time. We did a couple bits of shopping in charity shops and my game shops and things like that. But mostly it was just to get away as a little family, our first little break with our daughter. And yeah, we went swimming and lots of walks, went to Osborne House, that was fantastic. And when we did buy food out, we took it away and ate it in our car. So it wasn't quite the same as maybe it should be, but we still enjoyed ourselves as well. And it didn't seem that busy over there. I think if, you know, we didn't have the restrictions, then the island would be much busier and things like that. So we had a lovely time. I'm going to start with something that came literally, I think it was the day before or that morning that we left for the Isle of Wight, and it's from Etsy, and it's of one of my favourite games of all time, or taken from one of my favourite games of all time. It's A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo or SNES, and it's just a lovely little 3D piece of art there. Can you see it? In the centre you've got Link there with a Master Sword, some of the bosses around that, the dungeons that are attached to said boss around that. I thought it was just quite creative really. And then you've got some key landmarks in the corners there, all taken from the game engine itself. But I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was a little bit different to the map that I was looking at. I was looking at getting a 3D version of the plan view map from A Link to the Past in 3D art form, but just thought this was a little bit different and a bit more imaginative. So there's that one. Anyway, on with the pickups from the Isle of Wight. Now, the first day we went down to a place called Newport, which is a town southwest even, and they had a game shop there called Chips, and it said on the outside, you know, retro games, but it was one of those where when you went in you could see there was just so many Xbox 360 games, and they did have a lot of PS2, they had a good amount of PS1, they had a few Game Boy Advance, but there wasn't really any Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Master System or NES or anything like that. I managed to get 2 PlayStation 1 games that I've been keeping my eye open for quite a while. They're point and click adventures, Dracula the Resurrection, and then Dracula 2. And these were both really good prices. Everything I've got here is way better than eBay prices, or so, you know, from the sold listings. So I'm really happy with what I've got whilst I was over there. These 2 games, yeah, I've been keeping my eye open for these for a while, and it was just lovely to pick these up in the wild in a game shop. Looks really interesting. I love the kind of atmosphere that it has. I love the Dracula story. I love my horror, and I think this might be a game games that we play through together, me and the White. So I did put these on the PlayStation 2 the other day just to check them out, and the FMV is obviously deliciously dated, but the speech and the acting, the voice acting is very good for the time. So yeah, keen to crack on with those. The same day whilst we were down there, we went into a few charity shops and got a few bits and bobs, and I only found 1 game, but it's in cracking condition, it's all complete. It was only £1, Max Payne for the PlayStation 2, which I did enjoy back in the day. The old bullet time, jumping around through doorways, dual wielding pistols and blowing people away. Good fun, way over the top, but a very good game. The next day, we went to a place, was it Brigand? I can't remember, but it wasn't too far from our campsite. And one regret in this place, they did have Gregory's Horror Show for the PlayStation 2, which I found, and it was only $25, but it was missing the manual, and I left it, and that was a bit of a regret of mine. But you know, you win some, you lose some, and I want to start getting things that are complete, because it is an absolute pain trying to stitch things together, Frankenstein monster things together, although it's very satisfying when you do. But I am picking up a few original Xbox games, and I've got Far Cry Instincts. It's kind of my latest collection, but I did own the Xbox for about a year, which I will do a video on actually. And it was when I got back from Australia, I wanted to come back and just get all the games that I missed for that particular generation before things like the Wii and the PlayStation 3 were coming out. And by that time, everything was cheap. I had the GameCube before I went away, but I had exposure to the Xbox and the PS2, and I did plumb on the Xbox in the end, just because they tended to have the better graphics, a better resolution, and yeah, I was interested in a lot of the exclusives. But I will do a video on that. Only picking a few up. I'm only probably going to get about 10 to 15, and again, they're all really cheap, so I don't mind doing so. I've got those. I then picked up 2 Spectrum games. He had a little drawer. Well, the shelves in now. I've got a video going, no doubt, up in the corner there. And it was one of those places. He was really good to let me film. Really nice chap, very talkative and a good guy. It's one of those places where it was just literally ceiling to floor deep of games and layers back, and it was, you know, a bit of a ball ache really lifting these things out. I mean, time was limited. I had a parking space outside, which I only had half an hour on. I think I managed to squeeze a few more minutes out of that without getting a ticket. But it was one of those where you're moving these huge amounts of games to the side just to get the games at the back. And he did have a little section, just a little cupboard. He had a couple of Atari 2600 games, a couple of Amiga, I think. Again, I don't really collect for those, but I did see these. Oh Mummy for the Sinclair Spectrum. I have good memories of this one. It's one of those games a bit like, not so much Snake, is it, where you have to avoid the enemy and draw around certain boxes, and then you claim those boxes and the treasure inside, something like that. But I do remember that, going up on my friend's Spectrum to play that one with his dad and enjoying that one. That's more of a nostalgic game than anything else. And then this one I just picked up. These are only £1 each, and I don't collect for the Commodore 64, but it's a hit squad game, and again it was £1. Jack Nicklaus Golf. I mean, it's got a blooming great title, which I'm not going to read, but it's basically a golf game. And yeah, I think I'm going to just flip this and recoup some of the money I spent on my other games there. So there's that one. And then the last day, I think, was it the last day? Yeah, the penultimate day, we left the day afterwards, was probably my best day. There, we went to a shop, literally, it was about 10 minutes drive from where our campsite was, in Ryde. And it was called Outland, the shop. Really good, loads of good games in there. And again, the prices I thought were really good. Didn't get any super retro old games like that, but I got some PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. I've been looking for this boat, well, all of these really. Kudulka. It doesn't come with the leaflet, but it was only £17, and I thought that was really good, especially seeing what it was going for now. I started looking at this one when it was going for an okay price on eBay, but then for some reason it just shot up out of nowhere, and I'm like, what's happening? Are people aware of me looking for this game? I don't know, but well, obviously not. But it just started to creep up there a little bit, and people have got it on there for like £35, £40, and I just didn't really want to pay that for it. So 17, happy with that. No manual, but I can live with that. In this game, I've been looking for quite a while, but putting this into the search engine on eBay, it's called One, and it's a PlayStation 1 game. So you can imagine you're just going to constantly get fired back tons and tons of games with the word one in the title there. So I just could never find it, and it was just a case of traipsing through, and it's just driving me mad. But yeah, found it there. It was £5, all complete. Case a little bit tatty, but I gave him a little bit of a clean up, and I just need to give him a bit of a scrub. But this looks really good, like a little 3D run around, guns blazing, a bit like Smash TV in 3D, and the camera would change as you're running around these landscapes, blowing things up, enemies up, helicopters coming in. It looks really good, and yeah, got a nice sort of arcadey vibe to it, that one. Really good game. Well, it looks really good. Yet to boot it up. And then for the PlayStation 2, and my last pickups in the shop, We've got Dr. Muto, or Muto, all complete. Brown. I got, love my From Software games, love Dark Souls, Bloodborne, etc. And been looking at their back catalogue. I've got Kingsfield on the PlayStation 1, but I picked up Kingsfield 4, which is quite a nice little tasty game to get. Looks really good, all complete, and again a very good price. Keen to give that one a bash. And then another game here, which is linked to the Nier universe. Apparently it takes place, I think, 1,000 or like 4,000 years prior to Nier and Nier Automata. There's Drakengard. This was only 10, but it didn't come with a manual. And I've got it in the machine at the moment to play, and I'm going to play this one through and flip it because I actually picked a sealed version up of it as well. So I'm going to keep this one sealed. And this one was 40, and I thought that was quite a good price. Let me know. I don't mind sharing these prices because I'm quite pleased with them. I'm happy to pay these, and yeah, just let me know if you think I've got all right deals here or not. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're happy to pay them, and you know, that's the main thing, isn't it? So there's that one. So I will flip the one for £10 once I've completed it, and keep that one sealed for the collection. So there you go, peeps. I will be back hopefully quite soon to do another video. Not sure what the topic's going to be yet, but there will be something coming up in the next week or so. Hope everyone's taking care out there, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you again.